Alright, morning everyone. We're going to discuss some things. Okay. I see this incident, and I've also heard in with different videos and different social media posts and stuff. Um, we're going to clarify some things. One of the first things we're going to clarify, and I've discussed this in one of my videos, about principalities. Okay, they're very real. A lot of people think they're fake, but they're very real, and they take control. Okay. Now, we're going to show a small little clip of this, and then we're going to go into some other things. All right? Everybody has already seen this live video of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Okay? The federal agents unleashing deadly violence against protesters. Right? Now, these guys here, I'm going to say everyone is involved with this principality. Okay? Let's shut this one off so we don't have that on there. Everybody's involved in this principality. There's principalities around. Okay? They want you guys to destroy each other. That's a for real thing. Alright? You're not recognizing it, you're not seeing it. You're only caring about one thing. Okay? Your safety. And I totally understand that you're missing the point. They're there to do a job. These ICE agents. They were sent there. And now you got a principality that's fighting against this. They're trying not to fight you guys. What they're trying to do is to get you to stop so they can do their job. And you're not allowing it. Okay? So you get all angry. Right? It's like that one angry guy. You guys probably already seen him on post. It's probably going to be taken down. Because the simple fact is promoting violence. He turned on and he said, go get your guns. It's time to fight. Okay, guess who else did that type of stuff? This guy right here. This guy right here. You see him. Y'all want to say the United States and their ICE people or Nazis. I think you need to look up your history and what Nazi was. What the Nazi regime was. It's a Nazi regime. What's going on? We got anti-protest. Anti-ICE protest. Was the German president involved in this? No. He got the power stripped from him because of a simple fact of this. If you look and you read through your Wikipedia on the government of Nazi Germany, alright, and you actually take a look at the history of it, we're going through the same stuff. Okay? The same freaking thing that we're going through right now is what they were going through. And you know what's going to happen? It's going to get worse. But y'all think, we're fighting against the Nazis. No, you're not. You are the Nazis. All you protesters are the Nazis. That's what you don't understand. Okay? What did it say? Let's see here. According to Fletcher, the Nazi Germany was established in January 1933 with the appointment of Adolf Hitler as the Chancellor of Germany. Did it say President? No. Followed by a suspension of basic rights in Reichstag Freer Decree and the Enabling Act, which gave Hitler's regime the power to pass and enforce laws without the involvement of the Reichstag or German president. In other words, they did it without the power of government. Do you get it now? What did they do? They went in there, they're like, this ideology, we're going to wipe some people out. What do you think these protesters are going to do? You know, you see the social media tags about these people saying, well, let's go get your guns, let's go ahead and kill these people. You know, what was he doing? He was doing the same thing. Let's round all these people up and kill them. Let's make this country pure. What are you doing? Doing exactly the same thing. You guys are going to wind up being in hot water, okay? And you think, despite, see, Nazi was fighting against its own country, and it took the country over. What did it do after that? Did it stop there? No, it didn't. They just kept getting worse. Guess who had to step in? The United States and other countries, because it was time to bring this to an end. So they were formed by different parties. Okay? See, it says in the following months, the Nazi Party used a process of termed, I can't put it in, I can't pronounce that, but some of you could, coordination to rapidly bring all aspects of life under control of the party. All right? And you guys want to say that the president, the right wing, all this other stuff is the Nazis. Who's causing more havoc? Is it the ICE or you guys? All you dumb protesters out there. Who's the one that actually is shutting the government? Who's the one that's actually making economic distress? I mean, if it's not clear to you that you guys are causing this and not the government itself, then you're lost. You have basically nothing upstairs but rocks. Nothing upstairs but air. And you're following these other people. And this is what I understand. Okay? Some of these people are being coerced. Alright? They want to follow somebody, and these people will manipulate, twist, and tell you, hey, this is wrong. This is not right whatsoever. As you can see, this is not right whatsoever. See, you're seeing all these different posts. I put that up there, Minneapolis protests, right? You're seeing all these different posts. What's going on here? Are these government officials causing these setbacks? Look, see, anti-protesters take the streets of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Is this protesting or is this a regime? It looks like a regime to me. You know? You guys are all following these other people telling you that it's wrong. Just like what happened with the church. They're going to start attacking other churches. Just like this guy right here. What'd he do? He took the government over. What happened after that? He started killing a bunch of people. What do you think is happening here? Is this being a repeated process of history here? Have we got some kind of regime going on? Well, if you can't tell that this is not a regime, then I don't know. You've got a problem on your hands. Okay? You got a major problem. One of them is you need to get your head out of your butt and realize what you're doing. See? War zone. Minneapolis war zone. ICE classes. A federal standoff. What are you doing? See? This guy here is fighting against his own government. What are you doing? Doing exactly the same thing he did. You guys want to call them Nazis. You lost. You're definitely lost. Okay? See? Police after man shot dead in Minneapolis. There's a reason why. Okay? He had a gun on him, and he's protesting. Why do you have a gun at a protest? What do you think they're going to think? that it was peaceful, that's for his safety. They're there for your safety. Okay? You could do your protests. Yes. But this is not a protest no more. This is turned into a regime. Do you understand? And it's going to get worse. If you guys don't get your head out of your butt, realize what you're doing, because the National Guards get sent. And if you guys don't want to listen to that, I guarantee the army will get sent. And what do you think they're going to do? Neutralize. They're going to be told, neutralize, neutralize. Do you really want to send your kids? Do you really want to send your brother, your mother, your father to something like this and then get killed because you want to be done? Because they're going to stop it. Because the simple fact of it is, they're going to notice it as a regime. That you are a regime. You're no longer a peaceful protest. You've turned into this. Right here. You turn into a Nazi. You've turned into a regime. What does the United States do? They fight against regimes. And y'all are going to say, no. No. It's a regime. And there are principalities involved in this. All the way down to the physical form. And you're listening to them. Yes, these were tragedies that had happened. 2 shootings. What were they doing there? What was their purpose of being there, really? It's like the other thing about, there was a video showing about the ICE agent rolled down his window. He said, "You must be some sick people. You know, we're investigating a sex offender. This sex offender probably came from a different country, and he was probably doing things he shouldn't have been doing. But you guys out there making all this protest, they're trying to catch this guy, and he probably left the area. Okay, so you just pretty much allow the sex offender to roam the streets. That's probably doing things that they shouldn't be doing, you know. But no, I guess you're okay with that. You get it now? These guys are tricking you into things. You're just going by one site, and this is going to turn into a regime, which it is. It's already turning into one. This has nothing to do with peaceful protest. And you say, well, we're going to make it happen by the economic thing. What do you think he did? Didn't he do the same thing? Didn't he turn around and make sure it was hard for the government to operate? Oh, yeah. He most certainly did. And then what did he do? He took the country over. How did he do that? By convincing them. That's what he did. By convincing them. Because you're all weak-willed. You're all weak. You can't even stand up for the simple fact of what's true and right anymore. You're going by what somebody else is saying. See? And he knew that. He could turn around and convince. He could convince a teacher that this pencil that is short, he could sell it for $50 to her. I bet you he could. A shortened pencil. Sell it to her for $50. He's doing the same thing to you. But y'all want to claim that United States president is, and the right wing is Nazis. You're dumb. That's all I can say. You need to reread your history of what Nazism is. You need to turn around and look at what's really going on here. Pay attention and, you know, get it in your head that what you're doing is causing a regime. And the United States deals with regimes. Because if you guys take it to the point the United States military comes in, I mean the army, it's done. Because there's probably going to be people that are going to be dead, if not arrested. Because they're not going to play. They're not going to play at all. Do you think they're going to like the simple fact they have to shoot their own people? No, they're not going to like it. But you're putting it into that thing. You understand? So you guys need to get your head out of your butt and realize what you're doing. And that's a serious, like this one right here. Okay, that's a principality. Principality.
You're actually
disrupt that
you're interfering.
That's what they did. Now they realize what they did.
Renee, good.
It's too late.
Renee, good. Renee, good. Renee, good. Renee, good. Renee, good.
Okay, you guys really got to realize what you're doing. You're dealing with principalities. And they affect people. These things are real. That's why I'm saying get your head out of your butt. Go read Ephesians. Even if you ain't a Christian. Go do it anyways. Okay? Look. I'll put it up there. Ephesians. Wait a minute. Ephesians. I'm on. Ephesians 6. And. Right? Look. We wrestle not against flesh and blood. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're wrestling against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. The problem of it is, everybody did this. They changed that. Right? Like I said in one of my other videos, and I'll post it. Now you're going to wrestle against flesh and blood. What do you think God's going to do? Whose side do you think he's going to choose? He already made a choice. You guys are going against it. So if you're going against something that God made as a choice, you're pretty much going against God, which makes you an antichrist. All right? But see, you're listening to these principalities. That's what you're doing. You're listening against these powers, against these rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness. Who's the spiritual wickedness? Oh, let's see. This guy.
Renee, good.
You're actually
Protesters disrupt church service in Minneapolis where ICE official is a pastor. Nonsense. Nonsense, nonsense, nonsense. And that's what this is. Complete and utter nonsense. Looks like that. What's that one guy? Antifa or whatever you want to call him. Go here. Get your guns. Let's see here. Yeah. Let's see. This guy shows up. But I'm pretty sure you've already seen this post. This probably been took it down already. Okay? Because it's promoting violence. And one of the things YouTube and other social media does not like is promoting violence. And he's probably going to get arrested because he's turning around saying we need to kill federal agents. That's like threatening the United States president. You could be shot on sight for doing something like that. That's not a joke. When they, just like the assassination attempts, okay? Do you think they just arrest that person? Heck no. It's death penalty right there. You die on the spot. A lot of times that's what happens. You die on the spot. You make a threat on social media, guess who's going to show up at your door? Hmm. You're gonna have the Secret Service and the FBI and Homeland Security showing up at your door. What are you gonna do? Do a standoff? You won't last. These guys do this stuff for a living. Okay? But it's, you guys gotta realize it's a principality. I mean, really. You can see all these videos and they're like, everybody's posting these videos and they're like, we're so glad and happy that everybody's out there posting. I'm not happy or glad. I'm pretty sure other families that they're not even involved in this stuff are like, this can be complete nonsense. You're shutting down stores when people want to get something to eat or clothes or get something done or they need to make money for work. This guy here did the same thing. If you look into his history, he got a bunch of people together, killed a bunch of people, destroyed a country, in fact, destroyed several different countries. The principality was involved in that. Demonic realm. Okay? I don't know what else I could say that can make this any more clear. But you guys really got to get your head out of your butt and realize what's going on. Because I don't think you're on the right side. I believe you really are on the wrong side. And start realizing you're going to get ran over. Because God's going to do what God's going to do. If he turns around and decides to send an army, just like everybody says that God's all loving and stuff. Yeah, he is. But he's also righteous. He's also justful. Okay? He's also merciful. How many times has Israel been captured, turned into slaves? Because they didn't want to listen. You guys better start thinking about that. And you better do something about it quick. That's all I got to say.